The self-development journey is a lifelong task. It's not something you just do, read this book, implement this habit, your life is complete and you are a better person. Yeah, I wish it was that easy. Because when you start pulling on the right threads and you start pulling on the self-awareness thread, you realize that this is just who I am as a person. And I'm going to be developing myself to the day I die. Self-development is not a destination. Self-development is a lifelong lifestyle. Don't forget that. Chasing growth without understanding yourself is like running in circles. You're putting in the work, but are you moving forward, or are you just simply moving? Listen, self-development without self-awareness is pointless, in my opinion. And the reason being is because you start doing all this self-development. Well, first things first, self-development, don't get me wrong, is probably the best thing ever. Self-development changed my life. Self-development continues on a daily basis to change the lives of millions and millions of people. But if you're not aware of who you are, you're going to get lost, right? And it becomes pointless. It's like almost sitting on a rocking chair going back and forth and thinking that you're running a marathon, when in reality you're just still in the same place, right? Self-development, the key is to not forget why you're doing it in the first place. The key is to understand and find yourself in the development. Self-development actually doesn't change who you are. You change who you are. But if you don't apply what you're learning, then what you're learning is, in my opinion, just pointless, right? Self-development is the tools. You are still the carpenter. I'm going to say it one more time. Self-development, just dropped my phone. But listen, self-development without self-awareness is pointless. It's like working out all day long. And that's all you do. You're not focused on your rest. You're not focused on your water. You're not focused on your nutrition. You're not focused on your rest. You're not focused on your periodization or the progression of your workouts. You simply do the same thing every single day, all day, every day. You're not progressing. The workout is the tool. You are still lifting the weight. Right? But the workout, even then on a linear scale, is still, you have to understand why you're working out. Why are you working out? You want to be in better shape. Why? Why do you want to be in better shape? Because it's going to make you more confident. Okay, let's just say it makes you more confident. What's that going to do for you? You're going to feel better? Yeah, you're going to navigate your world and your life a lot better. Okay, so let's take a step back. Why are you working out? Because you want to live a long time? Okay, why? Do you have a fear of not living long? Or do you have a fear of living life in an inefficient, unhealthy manner? These are important. The workout itself is not. It's your why that is crucial. So going back to self-development, why are you trying to develop yourself? Oftentimes, we focus on self-development. We go down the self-development route because we're unhappy. Right? We want to be happier. We want to be healthier. We want to be confident. We want to be successful. We want to be financially stable and secure. Okay, why? Because we want to be better. Why? Because we're not that at the moment. That is crucial. When you start pulling on the thread of self-development, you start pulling on the thread of self-awareness, you start uncovering things about yourself you did not know. That is what matters. So if you're going down the route of self-development and you feel as though you're not going anywhere, then you are not pulling on the right threads. Self-development without self-awareness is pointless. Be aware of who you are. Remember why you started self-developing. Remember who you are and who you want to be. Because what that does is it stops you from going back to who you were. Remember, there's so many people out there that self-develop, become something, and then they fall off and they become that person, that bitter person that says to other people, oh, I remember when you don't want to be I remember when you don't want to be that type of guy. You don't want to be the type of guy that was hot in high school and become a bum and a loser in the future. You don't be that person. I remember when I was benching 2 plates. I remember when I was running marathon at this time. I remember when I was winning this. Listen, what are you doing now? What are you doing now? Show me your wins now. Show me who you've become now. And that happens because people develop, and when they fall off, they don't even know who they are. When they fall off, they go back to square one. But when you self-develop and you know who you are and you've learned about who you were and who you want to become and where you are right now as a person, when you fall off, you go right back to it. And that's what happened to me. I was winning races, podium races. I was climbing mountains. I was him. And when I fell off, I didn't realize I fell off. And when I realized that I was starting to become a I remember man, I got right back to it because I know who I am. I know what I'm capable of. I know who I was and who I want to be. Self-development without self-awareness is pointless. Know who you are. Pull on the thread of self-awareness of who am I? Who am I down to the core? Not your name. Not your name. I'm not talking about your name. I'm not talking about what you do. That's not who you are. That's your name. That's your occupation. I'm not talking about your passions. I'm talking about who you are as a person. Who are you? And that kind of stuff, you find that down the route of self-development. You pull on the right threads, you find that. Self-development without that self-awareness of who you are is pointless. And you find out who you are by showing up each and every day. By the way, guys, I made a video on how to show up as a king, and try to understand that life is happening for you, not to you. I made a video on that. I'm gonna link it up below. Make sure you guys go check that out. Back to this video. Listen, you can read every book in the world. You can establish every positive habit in the world, but without understanding who you are as a person and how you can implement these things to be better, it's pointless. It's like making a house. Imagine building your dream house but with no foundation. It's not gonna last. You see, real growth isn't about stacking all the wins in the world. Real growth is understanding of who you are as a person, right? And when you understand this, because when you focus so much on like just developing, you're focusing on the finish line. But when you focus on self-developing and self-awareness of who you are, you start understanding that it's not about the finish line. It's not about the destination. It's about the process. It's about the journey. And it's understanding that the self-development journey is a lifelong task. It's not something you just do, read this book, implement this habit, your life is complete and you are a better person. Yeah, I wish it was that easy. Because when you start pulling on the right threads and you start pulling on the self-awareness thread, you realize that this is just who I am as a person. And I'm going to be developing myself till the day I die. Self-development is not a destination. Self-development is a lifelong lifestyle. Don't forget that. Pull on the thread of self-awareness and you'll understand that self-development is more than what you thought it was. It's more than just reading a podcast or reading a book. It's more than just about having a fancy morning routine. It's more than just about creating content. Self-development and self-awareness go hand in hand. It's about who you become. It's about what you overcome. It's about what you've endured and put to bed. It's about what you've buried. It's about which and what demons you've overcome and killed. It's about who you've inspired, who you've motivated, whose life you changed. I'll say it one more time. Self-development without self-awareness is pointless. Pull on the thread of self-awareness. Figure out who you were, who you are, and who you want to become. And remember, self-development is not a fancy routine. It's a lifestyle. Peace.